I'm going to the top. He said, Miss Tammy, I'm a Dolphin on up. Next thing I know, he young Dolph.
I was looking at people like the Gucci's, Lil Wayne, the Rosses, like all of the artists before me, and I'm like, shit, these niggas getting all this goddamn money for these shows. Then you got the money that's coming from the merch. You know what I'm saying? Then you got the sales. Like you got all these different revenues of money. And I was just like, shit, what if I could do this shit and I be all independent? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm the artist, but yeah, I'm the CEO too though. But I was always like, I want to see how far I can go. I want to see how far I can really take this shit. How much I can be getting for a show. How much I can be really accumulating every month. How many millions I can make per month without signing no deal. I wanted to see. And I brought this shit to reality on account of my ambition and me really knowing all this shit is just some work. That's how I came in the game, and I was just always like, we gonna pull this shit off and make it happen.
How you been, man? We know you had a quite an eventful year last year, man. How's your health?
Super good. Y'all see where I'm at?
Yeah, you're walking.
Phil's Plaza.
Yeah.
Spent $40,000 on furs.
Today?
Yeah.
40,000. You got them on you right there? Is that them?
Yeah, good, bro.
You don't want to try them on for us? Not out here.
No.
That's good, man. I just want to ask, man. A lot of times after people have things happen, like you had happen to you, they have epiphanies. They have like life-changing moments. Just want to ask, has your worldview changed at all after what's happened to you?
Not really. Just let me know, goddamn, I'm a powerful individual. You know what I'm saying? I'm a powerful individual. You know what I mean? Stay away from negativity. Stay away from suckers. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's a big world. We got a lot of money to get.
Yeah.
Stay focused.
You got any advice for some rappers out there, kind of like Kodak Black, man, just got arrested for putting some behavior? Just stay focused.
You gotta remember the reason why you're doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Money to be made, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't let the goddamn bosses distract you. You know what I mean? You can't let nobody distract you.
What's your advice for rappers to stay safe these days?
Stay out the way, mind your business, get your paper. You know what I mean? Dodge all the suckers.
Absolutely.
Where he at? Tell him nigga I said what's up. Hey, tell him Greg over here. He said tell him Greg over here. Tell him Greg over here. Alright. See, like, it crazy because I swear to God, but these folk used to harass the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I had to calm down and start showing these folk love, start doing shit, letting these folks see like y'all thinking the wrong, you know what I mean? Y'all taking this shit the wrong way. They used to pull up shit, all my video shoots down. I'm talking about all of them. They see the growth, man. Little dude doing music. He a role model. You know what I mean? The kids respect him. He love the kids love him. You know what I'm saying? Like he for the community. She just made me always feel like, man, I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't depend on nobody. I can't depend on my mom and daddy. Remember the house to clean up their house for them. You know what I'm saying? Or go to one of their house to go take them to their doctor appointment. I just grew up watching her, you know what I mean? Like just taking care of everybody. Make sure everybody's straight. It's like you do good, good follow you. That shit just stuck with me. Before she died, she seen me doing good, but as far as like music success and like just all the real success, she didn't get to see it. Right after she passed, that's when everything took off. And this shit worked for you, and you succeed in that shit, it ain't no better feeling. Yeah, you got your negative shit, the haters and all that shit, but man, you tell me one motherfucker that got rich, that ain't never had no haters. Some people have more than others. The scale be bigger, you know what I mean? Like in my situation,
100 shots fired in uptown Charlotte.
Rats rang out last night in Uptown, near the area where parties were being held for the CIAA weekend. A lot of rumors about who may have been targeted in this.
Many say a rapper visiting for the weekend was the target of this shootout.
It's like a fucking movie, bro. But they top of that bitch with a motherfucker.
But it's a bulletproof vest. It's a bulletproof vehicle. Yeah.
I met Dolph shooting basketball when he was about 10 years old. It was in the hood, we was hooping. Thing you look up to me, man, because I used to have that jumper and that crossover, you feel me? I had what he wanted, that package.
That was the first nigga to show me a $500,000. Like, whatever gun he was on, that's what I was on. So he like, bro, I'ma just have you so bossed up and flexed up, but like, ain't nobody gonna be able to tell you shit. Me and Daddy used to always freestyle, just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Bullshit, riding, freestyle. And so all our partners will come around, they get the freestyle too, but everybody knows like, these niggas be dead serious freestyling against each other. You know what I'm saying? So everybody like, bro, you need to, bro, go make a song. I got the bullshit, I'm like, man, I'm gonna make a song. They like, man, bro, you need to do this shit for real.
I was leaving a day party. We was headed to where we was headed to. Pull out block on a day party, get up the street. They started shooting, they shot. Shooting was over with. And shit, I had another party to go to that night. You know what I mean? So, shit, we went and did our party that night. You know what I mean? Like, that was what was on the internet, and people had everywhere, like, after it had happened, everybody was doing a lot of talking. They were like, oh, Dolph got hit, or Dolph this, Dolph that. And shit, the next thing you know, there's footage up online with Dolph performing. You know what I'm saying? Said that line, if you think I'm going out like Pac and Biggie, you must be stupid, because it's like, shit, like everybody know it, you know what I'm saying? Like, they tried to pull a move, they tried to get me in the car, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody see that my haters is bigger than life, you know what I'm saying? But if you think I'm finna go out like Pac and Biggie, you must be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, this 2017, I can't do that, and I ain't going out like that. Like, you gonna have to try harder. You know what I'm saying? For real. Or really, basically just stay out my way. And that's, like, I don't give a fuck what you come from, what you doing, what you used to, how you grew up, how you was fucked up, or your parents was fucked up, or whatever. Like, that shit don't determine your future. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy. Like, it ain't easy, but it's in your mind, you know what I'm saying? It's like a mind thing. So, like, to me, it's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, take the negative shit, take all the bullshit, turn that shit to something positive. Do your thing, keep it pushing. One thing that I know for sure, and I've been knowing this shit for a long time, you kill your haters with success. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers envy me because of my success. They envy me because of the type of person I am. A lot of people that done got to the status of me, or where I am, and where I'm at in my career, they done had signed like at least 3 deals. And that's not including their management deals and none of that shit. That's including their record deals. You wanna talk all the rest of their other deals, it's probably 5 deals where they about time to get to where I'm at in my career. You know what I'm saying? And me, I never signed a deal. And it is all straight independent. But the only thing I'm doing is being a living testimony to everybody, all the rappers, trappers, hustlers, anybody that's getting in this game and ready to goddamn get them some M's to take care of their business, dog. You know what I'm saying? And really be into this shit, and you straight, really about your business, you can do this shit. Shit, cause I love the music. That's why I started doing it. But guess what? At the end of the day, I'm not finna waste my time and my money in some shit that I don't want my money out of. If you ain't doing whatever you doing to get rich also, with your passion to go along with that shit, man, you doing the wrong motherfucking thing. You need to go do some more shit. Like, straight up. So it's like, that's what I'm doing. That's what Dolph doing. Just like Master P and Baby and Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Like really, like they opened my eyes up in another way. Like everybody else was listening to their music and listening to lyrics. I was doing it too, but it's like I had different respect for different ones on certain levels because of also the extra shit that they did that put them on the caliber of the person that they was. I'm just showing motherfuckers and let motherfuckers know that all you can do it by yourself over a period of time.
I'm like, bro, drop you off of where, bro? I ain't driving no motherfucking car. I got dropped off up here. You know what I'm saying? But shit, they took me outside. I was like, hey, come here to the club. He threw me the Benz keys. She was like, this you, young nigga? I said, why you playing? Why you feel like playing? He said, nah, young nigga, it's you. Shit, I hopped in that motherfucker. I told everybody, let's roll. You hear me? I'm trying to see what's up with it right now. They just show the loyalty and the connection we got, you know what I'm saying? It's plenty of niggas out here got millions of dollars, won't give a, you know what I'm saying, a couple thousand, 10,000 to their family members. Niggas petty out here, you know what I'm saying? That just goes to show how real and how dedicated and how much he believe in me to, you know, do what I'm finna do right now, you know what I'm saying? I still fuck with all of my partners. That's why I still come to my hood. That's why I still come to my city. That's why I just do what I do. Outside, like, okay, yeah, when I leave home, I leave Memphis, and I'm out wherever I'm at, it's young Dolph, you know what I mean? I come back around here, all this Dolph in the hood, all this my boy Dolph. You know, all this Dolph, you know what I mean? It's different around here.
I wanted to talk to you because, so I know you know, we witnessed, unfortunately, this week, the untimely death of FBG Duck out in Chicago. And, you know, that's something we've been seeing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of just rappers who's in the street, like, things is happening in the street, especially in their own neighborhood. And, you know, obviously we've seen, you know, the things that happened in your career and having to deal with gunshots and shit like that. How do you, or what advice do you give to other rappers in terms of, like, being able to move in your own city? Because it seemed like when you go back, when you're in your own city, that's when it seemed like a lot of this stuff happens.
You gotta know what you're doing. Basically, this the rap game, but this really ain't nothing but the streets.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So,
how do you protect?
You gotta play this game right.
Would you say the best way is to move out the neighborhood, or is it like what's the best, you know, way to kind of deal with shit like that?
You gotta move out the neighborhood. Like, even if you're not doing music and you're from the hood and you got ties to the hood, like this, you gotta do that first thing first anyway. Like, get away from the environment. You know what I mean? Just to better yourself and just to grow and go around when you want to go around. But it's all with knowing how to move, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing what you're doing. Like not, you can't be comfortable. Never.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I mean, is that how you move in your daily life? You always cognizant of shit like that? Because, you know, like I said, we see that with street rappers. Like, this shit is real. Like, it ain't just rap. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like every few months we losing somebody else.
Just a part of life right now. Whether we like it or not, it's a part of life.
Say you came to get some what? All I came for to get some Makita cook. Get the side. Come back around there.
Yes, these right here.
What you got? Chocolate chip. Don't hot.
Straight out the oven.
Just for you.
More breaking news. Memphis rapper Young Dolph was shot and killed around 2 o'clock our time. That's according to law enforcement officers who spoke with our CBS partners in Memphis. The rapper, whose real name is Adolph Robert Thornton Jr., was 36 years old.
Important clues in solving a mystery in Memphis. Who shot and killed young Dolph in his own hometown? This grainy photo released by police shows a person in gray pants and a dark hoodie with gun in hand, apparently firing. Also released a photo of a white car that may be linked to the case. Police have not said where the pictures were taken, but all around Makita's Cookies, where Dolph was shot down, are businesses with security video cameras. Surveillance video will be important to show exactly what happened here, and one camera should have caught it all. This one right above the door here at Makita's Cookies. Pictures will hopefully cause someone to step up and identify who is responsible for gunning down the young rap star. Just 24 hours after his killing, the crowd is still gathering outside Makita's Cookies. People who just want to be near the place Dolph took his last breath. Austin Short parked his truck next door and blasted young Dolph's music for all to hear.
And I'm gonna spend all day out here to support him. play his music all day, and whoever comes up and wants to enjoy it with me can, and you know, we're just gonna live for him today.
D'Anthony Moore brought his young son to see where it all happened. He worries about the future for Memphis's young people.
Young Dolph's murder spread. People began showing up to the crime scene. An emotional time with people hoping against hope that the news was not true.
Man, they really took a good young cat away from here, man. It was good to the city. You know, it's good in the neighborhood. Always give it back to this neighborhood, always give it back to his community. And it's a great loss, man, for this city to suffer a loss this big like this, man.
Young Dolph, known for many hits, including Major and On the River. He released his debut album in 2016, King of Memphis.
He wasn't just a rapper, though. He was a family man. He had a wife and 2 children. He is known for giving back to his community here in Memphis. Every year, he gave out turkeys for Thanksgiving through Memphis Athletic Ministries. In fact, he was set to have a turkey giveaway tomorrow in the same neighborhood he was killed. Young Dolph also frequently spoke to school children, donated money to his alma mater, Hamilton High School.
Stay in control. If you're not in control, you're out of control. I live by that. You know what I mean? Nothing in this world stay the same forever. Everything happened for a reason. With that being said, like in so many words, be true to yourself.
The latest example of senseless crime in Memphis has many asking, when will it stop? Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland says the city is doing all it can.
Our problem, our challenge is state law is weak. We have weak state laws that allow easy and widespread access to guns, while at the same time not punishing the wrongful use of those guns.
But for those who knew young Dolph, the man, still disbelief that he is gone. Tiffany Daly says she met him when he was a teen and helped push his music. Today, she brought 60 red roses to put at the spot he died.
I just wanted to be alive for him, because he deserved all the love. He gave out a lot of love around here, and to take him away is just a pain. It's a real pain.
He's collaborated with Megan Thee Stallion and 2 Chainz.
The Memphis-based rapper, well respected in the Houston rap scene. Megan Thee Stallion sharing this on Instagram, saying, "He was so genuine, so real, so kind to me. Rest in peace to a real legend." Bun B also posting a tribute saying he, quote, "always called and checked on me, and that he's praying for his family and children."
You'll have a little bit of a crowd right beyond the barricade there, the closest to the building where this happened, and they're still trying to see what's going on. You can see now tow trucks are being brought in. Now we do know that we have heard that there are still some vehicles up there that may have been involved in this. I don't know young Dolph's vehicle, it may still be up there, but we do have some tow trucks. We've seen 2 that have come through.
Thank you, April. April, I have a question for you. Does it appear that any active search is going on in that area? I know you said police haven't been telling you much, but does it look like they're searching for anyone?
We can't tell whether they're searching for anyone or not, but we know they're talking to a lot of people. Now, we have seen a lot of police officers in uniform talking to people, and as you know, Stephanie and Alex, there are probably tons of undercover plainclothes police officers that are out here now and getting out in the community, talking to people who knew him, talking to people that may have known any kind of beefs, because as we said, somebody knows what happened. Somebody knows that this was going to happen, and somebody knows where the people who did this are right now. So what they're trying to do is to get out in the streets and talk to people and get people to open up. A lot of times when things happen, and we know it in our community, when crime happens, people don't want to say anything. They want to be quiet. They don't want to get involved. And they're hoping, because of who young Dolph was, that might prompt some people to finally say something, saying enough is enough. I know something. I'm going to, say what I know. And that's what it's going to take to help police to kind of solve this too. That's why.
This afternoon, the Memphis Police Department responded to a person shot at 2370 Airways Boulevard. Our preliminary investigation reveals the victim is Adolph Robert Thornton, Jr. This shooting is another example of the senseless gun violence that we have seen far too often locally and nationwide. Too many families, too many mothers, too many fathers have suffered in our city, and quite frankly, I think we are all tired of it. Our hearts go out to the Thornton family and all who are affected by this horrific act of violence. Tonight, we strongly encourage everyone to stay home if you do not have to be out. We also strongly encourage everyone to remain calm as we actively perform our investigation. The Memphis Police Department is providing an increased presence in areas of the city that might be directly impacted by this unfortunate incident. We are committed to working with the community to stop these senseless murders. We're also dedicated to bringing those responsible for today's shooting and others to justice.
I feel like just a bad nightmare that you can't wake up from. That's about what it feels like.
A Tipton County family speaking out after one of their relatives is gunned down in Covington late last year.
Police believe the car used in Anita Wilson's murder is the same one used in the killing of young Dolph. Fans of the slain rapper and people across the Mid-South have been keeping a close eye on this case and its possible connections across county lines.
Stephanie and Greg, for several weeks now, the Wilson family has been waiting for a break in her case. They believe it could come as soon as law enforcement zero in on the suspect for the death of young Dolph. The 57-year-old was leaving a high school football game back in November when someone shot up the car that she was in, killing her and injuring another woman. Her daughter, Allison Bailey, was at home at the time, and she said she heard gunshots. Police say they believe the same car that was used in both Wilson's murder and the murder of young Dolph, whose real name is Adolph Thornton Jr. And this week, U.S. Marshals identified Justin Johnson as the suspect in Dolph's murder. He's facing a list of charges, and Wilson's family now wonders if justice could be coming soon.
Now, ain't nothing worth taking nobody's life. Nothing. I don't care what nobody say. It's nothing worth taking somebody's life.
While none of the charges have been linked to Wilson's case, Wilson family is hopeful that that will change here soon. Covington police say they're still waiting for results from forensic evidence to come back before they link the two cases. The U.S. Marshal and other agencies are still searching for Johnson.
Rumors swirl on social media. A connection is now being made between the suspect wanted in young Dolph's murder and the getaway car from the scene. WREG's Bria Jones has the latest details.
Since Wednesday evening, Memphis has been on the hunt for 23-year-old Justin Johnson, now on the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation's most wanted list. According to police, Johnson allegedly pulled the trigger, killing rap star young Dolph, whose real name was Adolph Thornton Jr., at a cookie shop in South Memphis on November 17th. Tonight, clues are pointing the public's attention to this house on Bradley Street in Orange Mound. This is believed to be the home where the white Mercedes, matching the description of the getaway car of Dolph's killers, was found days after the shooting. The vehicle is also possibly linked to a double shooting in Covington. Several sources have named Johnson as rapper Straight Drop. These images from a music video posted shortly after Dolph's murder now have fans making the connection between Johnson standing in front of what appears to be the abandoned home where the getaway car was discovered. The lyrics boasting, "Come around me playing games and you'll get shot." It's also just feet away from where police say a person was killed the same day the video was uploaded to YouTube. A murder they have not confirmed or denied is connected to the Dolph case.
I'm trying to actually get people to understand that I'm not that individual.
Like many, he's hoping the right suspect is caught soon.
Rest in peace to Dolph. I love him, and he had my heart.
To both the murder of rapper young Dolph and a fatal shooting in Covington, Tennessee 5 days prior.
That Mercedes was recovered Saturday in Memphis. Now police in both cities are working together to find the two heavily armed suspects.
There's just been so much crime and tragedy here lately. It's crazy.
That was Chrissy Fretz's reaction to a shooting at the intersection of South College and Church in Covington on November 12th. Two women were shot following a football game at Covington High School just a few blocks away. Police say two heavily armed suspects in a white Mercedes followed the victims, boxing them in at the intersection.
Two subjects exited the vehicle and opened fire on the two victims' car and striking them multiple times.
Police Chief Larry Lindsay says the pair used high-powered weapons in the attack.
We had 7.62 rounds and 5.56 rounds.
In a matter of just 5 days and 50 miles south of here, high-powered weapons were also used to gun down Memphis rapper Young Dolph. Memphis police released a picture of the suspects and their vehicle, a white Mercedes-Benz coupe. And today, WREG was told a white Mercedes located Saturday in Orange Mound is definitely related to the Covington crime. Police say in Covington as well as Memphis, 2 suspects are responsible. Covington police confirm they have surveillance video from the shooting scene on November 12th, but would not go into detail about what it shows or discuss a possible motive. At this point, we're told that Memphis police and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation are processing that white Mercedes for clues.
Which continues tonight for the man Memphis police and U.S. Marshals say is responsible for rapper Young Dolph's death.
Well, we first showed you Justin Johnson's picture as breaking news last night at 5. But tonight, we're looking into his violent past. Fox 13's Dominic Dillon is joining us live from South Memphis. Dominic, what have you learned?
Well, Darcy, the big question is, why was this man walking the streets of Memphis in the first place? We did some digging and we learned that back in 2017, Johnson admitted to shooting 3 people. He was sentenced to 5 years behind bars, but as you can see, it's 2022 and he was a free man. 23-year-old Justin Johnson is wanted for first-degree murder. Memphis police say Johnson is responsible for gunning down rapper Young Dolph on November 17th. But it's not the first time Johnson's been accused of shooting someone at a Memphis business. We learned in 2017, MPD arrested Johnson, who was then 18, for shooting 3 people at Billy Hardwick's All-Star Lanes bowling alley on White Station Road. An affidavit says Johnson was a part of a large fight. It says he went out to his car, grabbed an assault rifle, and fired into the crowd, hitting 3 people inside the bowling alley before leaving. Documents obtained from the Shelby County criminal justice system show he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of aggravated assault in May 2017. The records show Johnson was sentenced to 5 years behind bars. But that November, less than 6 months later, records show a judge granted a motion to suspend the rest of Johnson's sentence. 6 months after that, he was arrested for gun and drug charges. Documents show there was a request to revoke his sentence, but it's unclear what happened. We reached out to the DA's office several times today to learn more, but have not heard back. Court offices were closed because of the weather, so that may be the reason we haven't heard back yet. While law enforcement searches for Johnson, there is another gunman in the surveillance images from Makita's, and we reached out to MPD about information on that suspect, but we were told that when any new information is available, they'll update their social media platforms.
Breaking news update this afternoon. We are digging deeper into the criminal history of the man accused of killing beloved Memphis rapper Young Dolph. This afternoon, multiple law enforcement agencies are looking for Justin Johnson and offering thousands of dollars for information leading to his arrest. WREG's Shay Arthur spent the day investigating Johnson's past and is live tonight with what she found out. Shay, what do you have?
Hey, Alex. Yeah, that 23-year-old spent several years in federal prison, but he was released pretty recently, actually in May, for good conduct. Tonight, U.S. Marshals, Memphis Police, and Tennessee Bureau of Investigation agents search for Justin Johnson, accused of murdering 36-year-old Adolph Thornton Jr., the well-known rapper Young Dolph. His death at a cookie shop sending shockwaves through the city. But tonight, we're learning Johnson was also responsible for another crime that also shocked innocent bystanders back in 2017. Records show at the time an 18-year-old Johnson got into a fight at Billy Hardwick's All-Star Lanes in East Memphis.
We heard ambulances, we heard police, we heard just the police cars screaming.
Police say he went to his car, got an assault rifle, and shot into the crowd, injuring multiple people. A few months later, court records show Johnson pleaded guilty to several charges of aggravated assault. A year later, officers say he drove a car into a gated apartment complex and refused to leave. Police say they found a loaded gun and marijuana in the car. Records indicate those charges were dropped. In 2019, he was committed to federal prison, then released May 25, 2021. Several sources have named Johnson as rapper Straight Drop, When we asked for law enforcement confirmation, we were directed to Straight Drop's Instagram page. Tonight, many fans are also making a connection, noticing where Straight Drop shot a video outside of an abandoned home. They believe it is the same spot a car matching the description as the getaway car in young Dolph's death was discovered. That video was posted online following young Dolph's death. In April, Alex, up to $15,000 in reward money for a tip leading to Johnson's arrest.
Two people who shot and killed young Dolph. Memphis police announced this week that this man, Justin Johnson, is one of the two people caught on surveillance video with the guns who killed young Dolph. Jeremy Pierre's been on this story since the very beginning, November 17th. And what do we know new today about the search for these killers?
I can tell you this, Val, for weeks now, I've been hearing the name Justin Johnson, and within the last 2 days, Memphis police confirmed that he is definitely one of the men caught on surveillance video in the shooting. Now, this morning, we are working to learn from police who the second gunman is. That's a name we haven't learned or haven't heard of within the last couple of weeks. Now, Justin Johnson, also known as Straight Drop, he's a rapper himself, is the gunman law enforcement is searching for right now. Here's an interesting connection between Johnson and the home where Memphis police found that white Mercedes-Benz used as the gunman's getaway car. Johnson, Straight Drop, also shot a music video at that same home a while ago. Now, the U.S. Marshals are working with the Memphis Police Department and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation on this case, and they said Johnson, he's wanted on first-degree murder charges. The U.S. Marshals is also offering a $15,000 reward for any information that will lead to his arrest. Now, understanding that $15,000 reward will hopefully help them catch Johnson very quickly. Of course, we're going to continue to stay on top of this story.
2 suspects are now charged in the murder of young Dolph. Tonight, we're learning more about what led to their arrests. Thanks for joining us for the News at 6. I'm Greg Hurst.
I'm Stephanie Skurlock. The charges come nearly 2 months after the shooting death of young Dolph, whose real name is Adolph Thornton Jr. U.S. Marshals say 23-year-old Justin Johnson was captured this afternoon in Indiana. The second suspect, 32-year-old Cornelius Smith, was indicted today on multiple counts, including first-degree murder.
Now, Smith was arrested last month in South Haven, Mississippi for an auto theft involving the white car that was believed to be the getaway car in young Dolph's killing. That car was stolen at a gas station on Kirby Road a week before the murder.
Johnson, who goes by the rap name Straight Drop, posted on social media that he was going to turn himself in yesterday, but that didn't happen. He was captured today after being put on the TBI's most wanted list. Authorities say they'll release more information about his arrest tomorrow.
A third arrest in connection to the killing of beloved Memphis rapper young Dolph.
Shondell Barnett, the man you about to see here, is from Memphis, but he's accused of helping Justin Johnson evade arrest in another state. He's now facing charges of being an accessory after the fact.
All right, on top of that, Justin Johnson and Cornelius Smith are charged with first-degree murder and a list of other crimes. U.S. Marshals teamed up with Memphis Police and the District Attorney's Office for an update today.
Yeah, we brought you that news conference live this afternoon. Authorities shared details of their investigation and what led them to Justin Johnson, as well as how Cornelius Smith had been in custody tied to the carjacking of a white Mercedes.
And it is that same Mercedes officers say was used as the getaway car in young Dolph's murder. We now know that car was stolen from a woman at a gas station in East Memphis.
Yeah, police say they discovered Smith's fingerprints on the car. WREG's Shay Arthur tracked down the owner of that white Mercedes and has her reaction to the unfolding of this case tonight. Shay?
Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Greg. Yeah, as you can imagine, she said the last few months have been pretty tough. It was actually that car owner's relative that was driving the car at the time of the crime. She was actually on the phone with her when it happened. Take a listen to this. As investigators searched for young Dolph's killers, they looked for this white Mercedes. We've now learned it was stolen from a woman at this gas station off Kirby Road a week before the murder. The 22-year-old driver at the time, who made the quick stop just after 7:30 at night, had borrowed the car from a relative. We talked to that relative today. For safety concerns, she asked us not to identify her.
And I'm just so glad that she wasn't killed because these guys are killers.
The victim told police 2 men armed with assault rifles came up and demanded the car. One of them hit her in the face with the barrel of the gun. The young woman called her relative as this happened. She didn't immediately give up the car.
When she calls you when this is happening, what is going through your mind?
I really thought they were going to kill her. I mean, that's all I was thinking. I'm going to hear, her die right here on the phone. She's going off, and, she was standing up for herself, and even at one point, kept them from possibly putting her in the car with them.
Eventually, the men got the car keys and drove off. A week later, a picture of the car is broadcast out, believed to be the getaway car in young Dolph's murder. Then, days later, officers discovered it behind an abandoned home in Orange Mound. The victim's relative tells us the young woman still has anxiety from the incident.
A little trauma resurfaced just from all of it coming back up. It was really hard on her.
She says while she only had the Mercedes, her dream car for a few months, property can be replaced. She now thinks of young Dolph's family as they deal with their loss.
My heart goes out to the people that were, hurt by this group of people that are not okay.
And reminds everyone tonight to always stay alert wherever they go. And other people could possibly be connected to that carjacking.
The first interview since young Dolph's murder is his longtime partner and mother to his 2 children, Mia Jaye. Mia, we just want to start off with our condolences. We are so sorry for your loss and really appreciate you talking with us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for your condolences, for your thoughts. Appreciate you inviting me here.
We so appreciate you talking with us. And I want to start off by sharing with our viewers a portion of your Instagram post from Christmas. In it, we see you with your 2 boys, and you say, "For every man considering to take another man's life, think of the holes you will tear in the heart of their family. Think of the hole that will be torn in your family's heart if you were the victim. Premature death hurts deep. Rob's family of their future." As a woman and as a mother, how have you been able to navigate these past few weeks?
It's been extremely difficult. Just having to pick up, the pieces and to find the strength for my children, most importantly, to me, because that is the one thing that Adolph and myself that we felt we had a duty to them, to really protect them, to raise them, to just do so much for them and together, and now that he's no longer here, it's just very tough for me to be strong for them, and also be strong for myself because he, Adolph, that was my soulmate. And when I say they stole my future, it's like, it has taken a long time to iron out the kinks, being with a celebrity, someone who's very busy, that's on the road a lot, and family kind of, can take a back seat. But he finally, made the sacrifices and was present. And we were doing things like, planning our wedding, having a surprise wedding to celebrate with our family and our friends. And after being with him almost a decade and getting to that point where we can cement our love, celebrate our love story with the people that we love most, our children, that's been taken from me. And to find strength in it all is very, very difficult for me.
We can understand why. And the public, of course, knew him as young Dolph. But as you just said, he was your life partner, your soulmate. What was Adolph, the man, like that you knew? The man behind closed doors that despite that public image who you knew privately?
He was a very charismatic, compassionate, kind-hearted soul. He was gentle. He was a great, awesome father. I mean, like an older lady asked me once, like, if your son turned out to be the spitting image of his father, would you be proud? Would you be happy? And I immediately, without even thinking twice, said yes, because despite what, his music may say, like the person that he is, the person that I met, the person that I fell in love with, it was just a very solid moral person.
And just months before young Dolph was killed, you started a campaign called Black Men Deserve to Grow Old, which you created it in honor of your brother. The mission is to support families who have lost their husbands and fathers due to violent crime. Have you been able to find support within the same community that you created in order to help you get through this time?
You know, honestly, I have. I give honor to God in this because, you know, I had no idea that, you know, me putting this campaign together to help my brother's family and the other families that have been affected by such, you know, violent crime, I didn't know that I was also preparing for my own journey. And I have received an outpour of support from, you know, fans to different celebrities to, I mean, just everyone has been very supportive. And I just appreciate it so much because it's that community support that I know that I need to just keep me uplifted.
From your perspective, what can be done in order to stop this cycle of violence, especially in the Black community?
I think one thing that we really need to do more of, I'm not going to say it's not being done, but mental health in the Black community is something that we must address. So many people are walking around traumatized. They have bottled up anger. They have bottled up emotion that they have nowhere they don't have anything to do with it. And they make rash decisions. I think also, you know, restoring Black family within our community. There are a lot of broken homes. There are a lot of misconceptions as to the roles that parents, moms and fathers, that they play. And, you know, I think that it's a restoration of Black families in the Black community. And so, you know, even through Mommy Yo, how Black Men Deserve kind of just was birthed, it's through Mommy Yo, the mom and CEO, which is a brand that I started to help to restore the Black family, you know, doing things and, you know, cook meals, come together, pray together, do different things to cultivate family.
Mommy CEO, certainly a lot of mothers out there can relate to that feeling that they are already in that role and beyond. And lastly, I'm just curious if you have a favorite song of his, and if so, would you mind sharing what it is and why it's your favorite?
I actually have two, and they're both my favorite because I call them my song. I feel like, you know, he was speaking to me, he was speaking about me. And the first would be Forever. It's Young Dolph featuring T.I. And the second would be You Got It. It's Vito featuring Young Dolph. And so those are my favorite songs.
Your songs.
My songs.
All right. Mia Jaye, may you continue to find the strength for you and your family during this time and beyond. And we thank you so much for your time tonight. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Lindsay. I appreciate it.
In the investigation into the killing of young Dolph, the promising rapper and father of two. Just hours ago, authorities arrested a suspect, and we learned a second man, already in custody, has been indicted on murder charges. The news comes 2 months after young Dolph's violent death. Here's Nightline's Ashin Singh.
In many ways, Memphis is Music City. It's rock and roll, and it's the blues. It's gospel, jazz, and soul, too. It's a city that's fostered so many music dreams. It's here that a young rapper, Adolph Thornton Jr., had his own dreams that all came to a tragic, heartbreaking end just 2 months ago.
Young Dolph has been shot dead in Memphis.
Gunned down while buying cookies at his favorite local bakery in Memphis. One of the alleged killers posting on social media while on the run for nearly a week. Captured today by U.S. Marshals. The 36-year-old rapper's murder, another in a seemingly endless series of hip-hop artists struck down in the prime of their lives by senseless violence.
Rappers are becoming endangered species because if you look at the press and the news, every time you see somebody, someone's getting stabbed or someone's getting robbed or shot or killed.
It's a pattern former NYPD detective Derek Parker knows all too well. He spent his career investigating the deaths of rap artists, working on two of the most infamous unsolved murders of all time, Tupac and the notorious B.I.G.
Is violence endemic in hip-hop, in your opinion?
Yes.
Young Dolph was an independent artist whose calling card was his authenticity and unique voice. Rising to prominence in 2014, with his hits like Preach.
My trap house, I love it. Put some forges on my old school and I had to cut it.
And a collaboration with OT Genesis on the multi-platinum hit, Cut It.
Cut it, cut it.
Who was he as an artist?
He was a storyteller of the streets. He was a storyteller of the issues that was happening in society.
Like many before him, young Dolph was far too familiar with the violence that often surrounds the hip-hop industry, surviving 2 shootings in 2017 and releasing his album Bulletproof
100 shots.
with the track 100 Shots, inspired by the incidents.
100 drops.
Last November, young Dolph was in Makita's Cookies, one of his favorite bakeries in Memphis that he had just visited the week before.
What you got? Chocolate chip, don't hide.
In broad daylight, police say 2 armed men fired into the store multiple times before fleeing the scene.
He's known worldwide, so this is a big blow to this community.
His death sending shockwaves through the rap community. Tributes pouring in on social media from his fellow artists, like Rick Ross, Chance the Rapper, Gucci Mane. Megan Thee Stallion writing, "Rest in peace to my friend, a true legend, Dolph." Nowhere was the rapper more celebrated than his Memphis community, and Dolph loved them back.
Sometimes people make it and you don't ever see them again. They don't ever give back. But he blew all that out the water, supporting his high school, supporting the community, giving away turkeys and food and clothes.
Continue to pray for me, but really, let's do our jobs as parents.
Just months prior, his partner and the mother of his 2 kids, Mia Jaye, started the Black Men Deserve to Grow Old campaign in honor of her brother who was shot and killed.
We got to do better. We gotta do right by these kids and just teach them that, like, death ain't the way. It's so many other types of ways, so many different types of solutions. So,
pleading for change on a video posted to YouTube. Unaware, young Dolph would meet the same fate.
Every day, I have to pass by that site where young Dolph was murdered every day to drop my own kids off to school. And right above that site, you see the billboard, young black men deserve to grow old. And it's just such a poignant moment.
Police released these photos of the suspected shooters, later identified as 32-year-old Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson, a 23-year-old rapper who goes by the stage name Straight Drop. Memphis police issued a first-degree murder warrant for Johnson last week in connection with young Dolph's death. And over the weekend, a now-deleted Instagram account that police say belonged to Johnson posted the message, "Turning myself in Monday at 2:01, a reference to the men's prison in downtown Memphis, adding, "I'm innocent. I'll be back sooner than you can blink." But the 23-year-old never showed up. Instead, the same day he was supposed to turn himself in, he released this music video for a song called Track Hawk, with lyrics seemingly calling more attention to the case. Today, Johnson was captured by U.S. Marshals in Indiana, 55 days after the shooting. And authorities also announced that Smith, the other suspect, had been arrested last month for vehicle theft in relation to the shooting. Today, he was indicted on first-degree murder charges. Authorities have yet to release any information on a possible motive.
They'll get to the bottom of all of that, and because I think the public really wants to know why this guy got killed like that.
Young Dolph's life, his generosity, his community spirit, and untimely death are reminiscent of the 2019 murder of another beloved rapper, Nipsey Hussle.
He was the neighborhood prince. He brought a lot of hope and change to the community.
Since Nipsey's death, the hip-hop community has been reeling from a steady stream of loss. Pop Smoke, King Von, and most recently, Draco the Ruler.
The list could keep going on and on, unfortunately. But to look at these individuals' lives that mattered, that can help advance a story and really get community and activists and elected officials to really asking the questions of why this has happened. And listen to the music. Listen to what they're saying in the streets.
It's a sentiment that runs strong among the OGs in the industry, like Snoop Dogg. Following Draco the Ruler's fatal stabbing last month at a Los Angeles music festival, Snoop called for peace, writing on Instagram, "I'm not with anything negative. Please take care, love one another, and stay safe, y'all." But the calls for peace have to be met by action. And law enforcement has struggled to solve the torrent of cases in the community.
I try to say the reason that it's violent is because of the things that go on within it. The gangs again, the diss records, the beefs, and the power to be on top. Everybody wants to be on top, everybody wants to be big.
Do you expect to see more violence?
I definitely see more violence because the way things are going in this industry and these rappers coming up the way they are, I do see it, yes.
It's just too easy to put it on hip-hop. To put it just on hip-hop just isn't fair to the genre. It isn't fair to the community of hip-hop. It's not fair to the pioneers of hip-hop. It's just a product of our society, which is America.
While many questions still surround young Dolph's death, his friends say it's important to remember him for who he was while he was here.
I wonder, did he know how much he was loved? I feel like he's a classic case of, did we not give him his flowers while he was here with us? And I think that's also a lesson to be learned.